The strong remain unmoved. They acknowledge criticism, process it, but never let it disrupt their inner peace. When you respond to criticism with calm indifference, you show the world that your confidence is unshakable. Consider the great minds of history, visionaries, creators, and leaders. Every one of them faced relentless criticism. Their ideas were doubted, their decisions questioned. Yet they pressed forward, refusing to let outside noise deter them. Their ability to stand firm in the face of doubt is what set them apart. They understood that criticism is often the price of progress. If you want to develop this mindset, practice detachment. The next time someone criticizes you, pause. Don't react immediately. Instead, analyze. Is there value in their words? If yes, learn from it. If not, dismiss it. When you master this habit, you free yourself from the emotional burden of seeking approval. Another powerful approach is self-conveyance. When you truly believe in your path, external opinions lose their grip on you. Confidence comes from within, not from the approval or disapproval of others. The moment you realize this, you become immune to shallow criticism. The world will always have something to say. Some will praise you, others will doubt you. But in the end, the only opinion that truly matters is your own. True power lies in the ability to hear criticism, evaluate it rationally, and move forward without losing focus. So, the next time someone criticizes you, remember, it's just noise. Learn from it if necessary, but never let it define you. The strongest people do not fear criticism. They use it wisely, or they ignore it completely. 6. Keep your composure under pressure. Pressure exposes people. Some break, some fold, but the strong, they remain unshaken. Why? Because they prepare their minds before the storm arrives. They understand that pressure is not an anomaly, it is a certainty. And when you expect challenges, you stop being surprised by them. The secret is to detach from the need for control. Understand this: not everything will go according to plan. People will disappoint you, obstacles will appear, unexpected setbacks will come, but you do not react emotionally, you respond with strategy, with calm calculation. Most people crack under pressure because they resist reality. They expect everything to be smooth, predictable, and within their grasp. And when life proves otherwise, they panic, they complain, they freeze. But those who train themselves to embrace uncertainty, they adapt. They move with the chaos, not against it. Think of a seasoned warrior. He does not enter battle expecting an easy fight. He expects resistance, ambushes, and unforeseen threats. Yet he remains composed. Why? Because he has already accepted the reality of conflict. He does not waste energy wishing for ease. Instead, he focuses on execution. You must adopt the same mindset. The world will test you. It will throw stress, failure, and doubt your way. But if you have trained yourself to be composed under pressure, nothing will shake you. While others scramble in panic, you will move with precision. You will not react, you will respond. There is power in mastering control, not over external events, but over yourself. When you no longer need things to go perfectly, you become unstoppable. When you understand that pressure is inevitable, you stop fearing it. Instead, you see it for what it truly is, an opportunity to refine your composure. Think of the greatest leaders, the most unshakable individuals. They do not flinch in chaos. They do not crumble when things go wrong. Instead, they exude calmness, certainty, and control. This is what makes them stand out. People look at them and wonder, how does nothing faze them? How do they stay so composed while others fall apart? It is because they have trained their minds to expect difficulty. They have rehearsed their reactions before the test even arrives. They understand that emotions cloud judgment, and so they detach from unnecessary feelings. They prioritize logic over panic, and in doing so they maintain an advantage that most will never have. To build this level of control, start by shifting your perspective on pressure. See it as a game, a test of your discipline. When faced with stress, challenge yourself to remain composed. Observe your emotions without letting them dictate your actions. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Another essential practice is preparation. The strongest individuals do not wait for pressure to arrive. They train for it. Mentally rehearse worst-case scenarios. Condition your mind to remain steady under stress. When you do this, nothing catches you off guard. You become a strategist, not a reactor. Most people go through life unprepared, relying on hope rather than discipline. They expect things to work in their favor, and when they don't, they collapse. But those who train their minds for adversity, They do not break. They do not fold. They remain standing, unaffected. So, the next time pressure builds, remind yourself, this is my test, my moment to prove control. While others panic, you will breathe. While others react, you will calculate. And when the storm passes, you will still be standing, untouched, unshaken, unbreakable. 7 said, letting go of what you can't control, suffering often comes from attachment, to outcomes, to expectations, to things outside of our control. We grip tightly to what we think should happen, to how we believe life should unfold. And when reality doesn't align with our desires, we feel pain. But true mental strength, it lies in letting go. Picture a river. Water flows around obstacles, never resisting, never fighting. It does not demand that rocks move out of its way, nor does it stop flowing when met with resistance. It adapts. That's how you must approach life. Some things will happen regardless of how much you stress over them. The job offer that never came, the person who walked away, the setback you didn't anticipate. You can either resist and suffer, or you can adapt and move forward. The choice is always yours. Letting go is not about giving up. It is about shifting your focus to what you can control. Clinging to expectations makes you fragile. It keeps you trapped in a cycle of frustration, replaying past events, questioning what could have been different. But when you embrace the reality that some things are beyond your influence, you free yourself from unnecessary suffering. Think of the strongest people you know. They are not the ones who fight against the inevitable. They are the ones who remain calm in the face of uncertainty. They have mastered detachment, not from life, but from the illusion of control. They understand that life is unpredictable and that peace comes from flowing with it, not against it. Most people spend their energy trying to force outcomes. They attach their happiness to specific results. If things go as planned, they feel satisfied. If not, they fall apart. This is a weak way to live. It comes from adaptable. When you detach from rigid expectations, you develop a resilience that makes you unstoppable. No event, no disappointment, no setback can break you. The key to letting go is awareness. The next time you find yourself holding on to something too tightly, an outcome, a person, an expectation, pause. Ask yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is no, release it. Do not waste your energy on what you cannot change. Instead, redirect it towards something that moves you forward. Detachment is a skill. It requires practice. Start small, let go of minor frustrations, the long line at the store, the slow traffic, the unexpected change in plan. Observe how freeing it feels to not react, to not allow external circumstances to dictate your mood. Over time, apply this mindset to bigger challenges. Some may mistake detachment for indifference, but they are not the same. Indifference is apathy, a refusal to engage with life. Detachment, on the other hand, is a deep understanding that while you can participate in life fully, you do not have to be ruled by its uncertainties. You can care deeply about your goals, relationships, and experiences, but you do not have to suffer when things do not go as expected. The moment you choose to let go of what you can't control, you become untouchable. You walk through life with a sense of peace that others admire but cannot understand. While they are consumed by frustration and disappointment, you remain steady, unshaken. They wonder how you do it, why nothing seems to disturb your composure. The truth? You have simply mastered the art of letting go. So, stop resisting, accept what is, adapt to what comes. And above all, remember, the strongest minds do not cling, they flow. Just like the river, they move forward untouched by the obstacles in their path. 8, silence is the ultimate power move. In a world obsessed with noise, silence is a weapon. Most people talk to fill space, to gain validation, to prove something. But the most powerful individuals, they don't speak unnecessarily. They listen, they observe, they calculate, and when they finally speak, every word carries weight. Silence makes people uncomfortable. It forces them to second-guess themselves, to analyze your thoughts, to wonder what you're thinking. In a conversation, the one who speaks less holds more control. Words reveal, but silence conceals. When you master the art of silence, you shift power dynamics in your favor. You gain control over conversations, over situations, over how people perceive you. Most people are uncomfortable with silence. They rush to explanations, justifications, unnecessary words. When you hold back, you force others to reveal themselves. The more they speak, the more they expose their thoughts, their insecurities, their intentions. Meanwhile, you remain a mystery, and in that mystery lies power. Imagine being in a negotiation. The person across from you presents an offer and expects an immediate response, but instead of reacting, you pause. You let silence stretch. The longer you wait, the more unsettled they become. They start second-guessing. They fill the silence with better terms, with compromises, with desperation. Why? Because silence creates tension, and tension creates leverage. The same principle applies in everyday interactions. The next time someone insults you, stay silent. Most people expect a reaction. Anger, defense, retaliation. When you give them nothing, they lose power over you. They start wondering if their words had any effect. They start feeling foolish. Your silence forces them to deal with their own emotions rather than feeding off yours. Silence is also a tool for observation. When you talk less, you notice more. You see the hesitation in someone's voice, the nervous shift in their posture, the contradiction in their words. Most people miss these cues because they're too busy speaking. But when you master silence, you become a strategist. You gather information while revealing nothing in return. There is a reason the world's most influential figures are not the loudest in the room. They are the ones who choose their words with precision. They do not waste energy on meaningless chatter. They understand that speaking less does not mean knowing less. On the contrary, it means knowing more. If you want to cultivate power through silence, start practicing restraint. The next time you're in a conversation, pause before speaking. Observe the room. Listen more than you talk. Let others reveal themselves first. The less you say, the more people will lean in when you finally speak. Another way to harness silence is to embrace it in moments of high emotion. When you're angry, stay silent. When you're insulted, stay silent. When someone demands an immediate response, delay it. The ability to control your speech in intense situations is the ultimate demonstration of discipline. And discipline commands respect. Powerful people are not reactive. They do not let emotions dictate their words. They understand that silence can be a response in itself. A pause can say more than a sentence. A moment of quiet can shift an entire interaction. The next time you're in a situation where someone expects you to react, don't. Stay silent. Let them wonder. Let them reveal themselves. And watch how the power shifts in your favor. In a world where everyone is desperate to be heard, the one who speaks the least often holds the most influence. Master silence and you master control. 9. Train yourself to stay calm no matter what your mind is your battlefield. The thoughts you allow in will determine whether you win or lose. Every doubt, every fear, every hesitation, these are enemies that must be conquered. The strongest individuals are not those who never experience negative thoughts, but those who refuse to be controlled by them. To train an unshakable mind, you must build mental habits. Gratitude to counter negativity, discipline to override laziness, detachment to eliminate suffering. Just as the body grows stronger through repeated resistance, the mind becomes resilient through daily training. You cannot expect mental toughness to appear in moments of crisis if you have not conditioned yourself for it. Every day you must train yourself to be unfazed, to pause before reacting, to breathe before responding. Most people are slaves to their emotions, reacting impulsively, acting out of fear, surrendering to frustration. But the ones who control their minds, they control everything. This is how warriors think. This is how leaders operate. They do not allow distractions, disappointments, or insults to shake them. They move through life with a sense of purpose, a deep-rooted calm that others cannot comprehend. And because of this, they become unbreakable. Understand this. Mental strength is built in the small, everyday moments. It is in waking up early when you'd rather sleep. It is in choosing to stay silent when you could argue. It is in pushing forward when everything in you wants to quit. The mind, like a muscle, grows through resistance. Every challenge is an opportunity to strengthen it. One of the most powerful mental habits you can develop is detachment. When you learn to separate yourself from emotions, from outcomes, from external chaos, you gain an advantage over those who are constantly reacting. Detachment does not mean indifference. It means control. It means understanding that you cannot control the world, but you can always control your response to it. Imagine a storm. Most people get caught in the winds, tossed around by circumstances, struggling against forces they cannot control. But those with unshakable minds, they stand still, grounded, letting the storm pass around them. They do not waste energy fighting the uncontrollable. They reserve their strength for what truly matters. Another crucial element of mental training is discipline. The mind will always seek comfort, ease, and the path of least resistance. This is why most people never achieve true strength. They give in to distractions, procrastination, and self-doubt. But discipline rewires the mind. When you consistently choose discipline over comfort, you reshape yourself into someone who is unstoppable. Start small. Commit to habits that reinforce your mental strength. Meditate to sharpen your focus. Exercise to reinforce discipline. Read to expand your mind. Keep your word to yourself, no matter how small the promise. Over time, these small acts build into something powerful, an unshakable mind. The world will test you. People will challenge you. Life will throw obstacles in your path. But the moment you master your mind, nothing external can shake you. You will move through life with a level of confidence, control, and power that few ever achieve. And when others ask how you remain so steady, so unbothered, so composed, you will know the answer. You trained for this, you built this, and 10, mastering the art of moving and moves in silence. It doesn't seek attention, it doesn't need validation, it simply acts and lets the results speak for themselves. The loudest people in the room are often the weakest. They crave recognition, they announce their intentions, they seek approval. But the strongest, they move quietly, strategically, with precision. If you want to be respected, stop announcing your plans. Stop explaining yourself to everyone. Just do the work. Just make progress. Success is not built through words. It is built through action. The more you talk, the more you invite scrutiny, doubt, and resistance. But when you work in silence, no one sees you coming. And by the time they notice, it's too late. The strongest individuals don't waste energy proving themselves. They let their success do the talking. They don't argue, they don't seek to impress, they don't over-explain. They move with certainty, and that certainty commands respect. The moment you stop looking for validation, you start becoming unstoppable. There's a reason why the most influential figures in history were not the ones constantly talking about their next move. They understood that power is not in promises, it is in execution. They did not explain their vision to those who wouldn't understand. They simply built, created, and dominated in silence. If you want to master this, develop the discipline to keep your ambitions private. Work relentlessly, but do not seek applause. Let people wonder about your next move. Let them question how you stay so composed, so unfazed. The less they know, the more control you have. Silence is not passivity, it is strategy. It forces people to fill in the gaps, to speculate, to overthink. And in that uncertainty, you gain power. When you do speak, your words carry weight. People listen not because you demand attention, but because they know you don't waste words. In a world where everyone is desperate to be noticed, be the one who doesn't seek recognition. While others chase attention, you chase mastery. While they focus on appearing successful, you focus on actually becoming successful. This is the difference between those who talk about doing great things and those who actually do them. If you feel the urge to explain your plans, resist it. If you feel the need to prove yourself, hold back. If you want to show the world your progress, let your results do it for you. The moment you stop feeding external validation, you'll notice something. People will start paying attention. They will wonder how you did it. They will question how nothing ever seems to bother you. And that's when you'll know you've truly mastered the game. Not because you told the world, but because you showed it without saying a word.
If you're using ChatGPT but don't know how to monetize it, watch this video to the end. Alright, step 1, go to Amazon and
everything you see, everything you experience, is the outpicturing of your inner world. The mind, the unseen power within, is the creator of all circumstances. You may believe that life is happening to you, that events are unfolding outside of your control, but this is the great illusion. Nothing is ever out of control, for all things move according to the assumptions you hold in the silence of your mind. You do not need to fight circumstances, nor wrestle with conditions. To attempt to change the outer world without first altering the inner is like trying to fix a reflection in a mirror while ignoring the face that casts it. The secret is simple. Act as though everything is unfolding perfectly, because it is. Even that which seems chaotic is merely a reshuffling of the unseen forces arranging themselves to match your state of being. Doubt is the enemy of creation. The moment you allow fear to creep in, you give power to the very things you wish to avoid. But when you stand firm in your knowing, when you move through life with a quiet confidence that all is well, you shift the tides in your favor. The world responds not to your words, not to your frantic efforts, but to the deep conviction you carry. You must embody the certainty that nothing is out of control, because your reality is always being shaped by the unseen hand of your imagination. What you feel to be true now will harden into fact. If you feel uncertain, life will reflect uncertainty. If you
I
feel
was
powerless,
listening to
events will
Napoleon
conspire to
Hill,
prove your weakness.
and now we're listening to Neville
But if
Goddard.
you walk as one who knows, as one who trusts the unseen laws that govern
Miss
all
Sweetheart
things,
7, I hope you're
then
still
life
here.
will mold itself to your vision. This is not faith
So you
in
can hear
blind
my
chance.
response. I didn't see it in
It is a
time.
mastery of divine law. It is the understanding that every experience is drawn to you not by accident, but by the
Matthew
vibrational
Williams, we're
frequency
going to
of
Wisconsin.
your consciousness. The key is to act as though it is already done. Move with a quiet assurance that everything is working in perfect harmony. When the storm rages, when the world seems unstable, do not react, do not be shaken. Observe it with detachment, knowing that reality is not fixed, it is fluid, shifting according to the direction of your attention. There is no need to control anything outside of yourself, for when you master your inner world, the outer world will follow. The world you see, the experiences you encounter, the people you meet, all of it is a reflection of the inner state you hold within. Reality is not something happening to you, it is something unfolding from you. Everything in your external world is a mirror, faithfully reflecting the assumptions, beliefs, and feelings you carry in the silence of your mind. The moment you understand this, you step into a position of true power, where you realize that nothing is out of control. Everything is operating in perfect harmony with the consciousness you maintain. Most people believe that life is a series of random events, that circumstances arise by chance, and that they are merely reacting to what happens around them. But this is that nothing happens independently of your awareness. The unseen forces of your consciousness. What you assume to be true, whether consciously or unconsciously, shapes the very fabric of your reality. The outer world is merely a projection of your inner state, like a shadow cast by an unseen light. When you observe your life,
Welcome, sweetheart.
you may see patterns repeating themselves, similar challenges, familiar struggles, recurring situations. You may wonder why the same obstacles keep appearing, why certain experiences seem inevitable. The reason is simple. Your consciousness has not changed. You continue to hold the same assumptions, the same beliefs, and so life continues to reflect them. It is not life that is against you, it is the script you are unknowingly writing within yourself. The moment you shift your inner state, reality must respond accordingly, for it has no choice but to conform to the...
I believe this is going to change your life. Yeah, that simple circle is a cell. Look,
choice but to conform to the vibration you emit. This is why trying to change external conditions without first addressing your inner world is futile. It is like trying to fix a reflection in a mirror without changing the object that casts it. You may push against circumstances, fight them, struggle to alter them, but unless you transform your consciousness, they will persist or reappear in another form. True transformation comes not from effort, but from alignment. The moment you embody a new state of being, reality must shift to reflect it. Consider the nature of belief. If you believe the world is chaotic, if you assume that things are constantly going wrong, you will find endless evidence to support this assumption. Every difficulty, every unexpected event, every moment of uncertainty will reinforce your belief that life is unstable. But if you shift your perspective, if you assume that everything is unfolding in divine order, you will begin to see proof of that as well. Situations that once seemed chaotic will reveal themselves to be perfectly timed. Events that appeared negative will lead to unexpected blessings. The world has not changed. Only your perception of it has. And in changing your perception, you have altered the reality you experience. Nothing is ever truly out of control because consciousness is the only reality. The things you see, the circumstances you encounter, like waves upon the surface of an ocean, but the depths remain unchanged. The real power lies not in chasing the waves, but in mastering the depths. Your inner world is the foundation upon which all things are built. The moment you take responsibility for your inner state, you reclaim your power. You are no longer at the mercy of external conditions because you realize that all conditions are merely the outpicturing of your state of being. This does not mean you must suppress your emotions and deny what you see in front of you. It means you must recognize that what you see is only a reflection of past assumptions. If you do not like what is appearing in your life, do not fight it. Change your consciousness. Instead of reacting to the world as it is, begin to assume the reality of your desires as if they are already fulfilled. Act as though everything is working in your favor because it is. Even the challenges you face are guiding you to a higher awareness, showing you where you need to shift internally.
Speak up.
Every great transformation begins within. The person who believes they are abundant will naturally experience abundance. The person who assumes they are loved will naturally attract love. The person who walks with confidence in the unseen power within them will see life reorganize itself to match that.
You're just not loud enough.
This is not wishful thinking. It is the very foundation upon which reality operates. The world does not respond to what you say or what you want. It responds to what you are. Many people struggle because they are constantly affirming what they do not want. They observe lack, and they affirm it by feeling its presence. They see conflict, and they affirm it by reacting with anger or fear. They feel powerless, and they affirm it by seeking external validation. But the moment you decide to shift your inner state, you break free from this cycle. You no longer allow the world to dictate your feelings. Instead, you decide how you wish to feel. And you persist in that feeling until the world reflects it back to you. There is no force outside of you that is controlling your destiny. The only force shaping your reality is your own consciousness. What you consistently feel, what you assume to be true, what you expect. These are the seeds that create your future. You may believe that change requires effort, but the only real work is internal. The moment you fully accept a new state of being, the external world must shift to align with it. There is no other possibility. For reality is nothing more than a mirror reflecting your consciousness. Even when things appear uncertain, even when circumstances seem to be moving in the opposite direction of your desires, hold firm to your inner knowing. Do not be swayed by appearances, for appearances are nothing more than past thoughts materialized. Instead, remain anchored in your assumption that all is well. Move with a quiet confidence that life is unfolding exactly as it should. Act as if everything is already working in your favor, and soon you will see evidence that it always was. This is the great secret. You do not need to control anything outside of yourself. You only need to master your own state of being. The moment you assume the feeling of your desired reality, the world must conform. It has no choice, for consciousness is the only reality. When you truly understand this, no longer fear the future, nor will you struggle. You will simply align yourself with the highest vision of your life, and the world will reflect it effortlessly. Trying to change external circumstances without first changing your inner state is like attempting to fix a reflection in a mirror while ignoring the object that casts it. Everything in your life is a result of your inner world. The assumptions you hold, the beliefs you accept as true, and the emotions you nurture. If you wish to see a different reality, you must first shift your inner state. No amount of effort in the outer world will bring lasting change if the consciousness that created the original condition remains the same. The outer world is simply a projection of the inner world, and to transform it, you must begin from within. Many people live their lives reacting to external conditions, believing that circumstances dictate their emotions, actions, and destiny. They see an unwanted situation and immediately try to fix it by working harder, pushing against it, or attempting to make it. But these efforts are often in vain because they are merely addressing the cause. The true cause of all experiences is found within the state of consciousness that precedes them. If you continue to carry the same beliefs and assumptions, life will continue to reflect them, regardless of how much external action you take. The mind is the creative power behind all things. Every experience, every encounter, every situation is drawn into your reality based on the mental and emotional states you habitually dwell in. If you assume struggle will meet you at every turn. If you believe life is difficult, difficulties will manifest. If you feel powerless, circumstances will arise that confirm your powerlessness. But the moment you change your assumption, the moment you accept a new reality within, the outer world begins to reshape itself to match your new state of being. Now imagine this person shifts their consciousness. Instead of assuming lack, they begin to embody the feeling of financial security. They no longer dwell on what they don't have. They start feeling as though they already possess abundance. They walk through life with confidence, knowing that their needs are always met. They stop worrying about money and start expecting financial ease. When this internal shift happens, something remarkable occurs. New opportunities arise, unexpected sources of income appear, and financial struggles begin to dissolve. The external world...
I wish I had known this last year. I could have already been in my 2025 body in 2024. There are two superfoods that I love.
Unexpected sources of income appear, and financial struggles begin to dissolve. The external world rearranges itself to reflect their new inner state. This is why struggling against external circumstances is a waste of energy. It is like trying to change the image on a movie screen without altering the film. The screen is merely reflecting what is already imprinted within the projector. You do not need to fix the screen. You need to change the image being projected. And that image is created in your mind through the thoughts you entertain, the emotions you nurture, and the beliefs you hold as true. The power of assumption is the key to transformation. When you assume something to be true and persist in that assumption, reality conforms to match it. This is not about forcing yourself to think positively or pretending things are different. It is about fully embracing a new state of being, feeling the reality of your desire so completely that it becomes second nature. When you do this, the outer world must shift to align with your inner conviction. Some may wonder, but what about circumstances beyond my control? What about things that seem to happen randomly? The answer is simple. Nothing happens independently of consciousness. Even the events that appear to influence are drawn into your experience based on your dominant state of being. If you persist in a belief long enough, even unexpected events will conspire to reflect it. This is why some people seem to have endless bad luck while others always land on their feet. It is not luck. It is the result of their state of consciousness. The key to lasting change is outside of you, but in mastering what is within. Love, become the embodiment of love. If you desire success, assume the feeling of accomplishment. If you want peace, dwell in the consciousness of peace. The world is merely an echo, repeating back to you the vibrations you send out. Change the source, and the reflection must change. There is no need to force, push, or fight against anything. Resistance only strengthens the very conditions you wish to change. Instead, step into a new assumption and persist in it with confidence. A shift accordingly. When you assume that everything is already working in your favor, you align yourself with the natural flow of life. There is no need to struggle. No need to fight against circumstances, no need to force things into place. Everything that unfolds in your reality is a direct reflection of the state of consciousness you dwell in. If you move through life with the quiet assurance that all things are orchestrating themselves for your highest good, you will witness reality bending to confirm this assumption. Most people go through life reacting to what they see, believing that circumstances dictate their emotions, thoughts, and outcomes. They assume that if things appear to be going wrong, then something outside of them must change in order for them to feel secure again. But this is an illusion. The world does not happen to you, it happens through you. What you accept as true in the depths of your consciousness determines what appears before you. When you assume that everything is working in your favor, even the events that seem challenging begin to
Hey, good morning. All right, so I'm glad you made it to work safe. The blue glad hand on the trailer, the bottom where the tab is that puts the pressure opposite so it stays on, that bottom piece somehow just vanished, like it just kind of broke away. So I got it zip tied and duct taped at the moment, so I have some decent trailer brake. Need to get somewhere to. Yeah, it's the red side, but the blue side adds a little bit to it when I'm hitting on the. Yeah, I'm trying to get to one. I'm a little out of the way up here on 80 in Pennsylvania. All right, that's what's up. Thanks, man. Later.
feel themselves as stepping stones toward a greater good. Consider how the mind influences perception. If you assume that life is a struggle, you will find proof of struggle everywhere. Every setback will feel like confirmation that things are difficult.
Now say your kid spills juice on your shirt. You just toss it in the wash with an free sheet.
Every challenge will seem like an obstacle rather than an opportunity. But if you shift your assumption and begin to see life as a perfectly ordered system, working in your favor, something miraculous happens. What once seemed like setbacks become redirections. What appeared to be obstacles turn into lessons. You begin to see how even the things you once resisted were actually guiding you to something better. The power of assumption does not mean you ignore reality or pretend that difficulties do not exist. It means you understand that reality is fluid, that it is shaped by your inner world, and that by shifting your inner state, you shift the way reality unfolds. When you assume that all things are working for your highest good, you free yourself from unnecessary worry, fear, and doubt. You stop reacting to appearances and begin responding with confidence, knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Imagine a person who loses a job. If they believe that this is a sign of failure, that life is against them, that nothing ever works out, then they will experience more situations that reinforce these beliefs. They will feel stuck, powerless, and fearful of the future. But if they assume that this event is merely a transition, that something better is on its way, that life is shifting things in their favor, they will experience a completely different outcome. Their mind will be open to new opportunities. Their energy will attract new possibilities, and life will reorganize itself to match their assumption. This is the nature of reality. What you expect, what you assume, what you persist in feeling, these are the forces that shape your world. The moment you decide that everything is working in your favor, you align yourself with an effortless flow. You no longer resist change, you embrace it. You no longer see difficulties as punishments, you see them as lessons.
The Bull of the Woods, what's good?
You begin to trust the
Everything's
process
good.
of life instead of fearing it. Many people struggle because they operate from a place of doubt. They question whether things will work out, they hesitate, they second guess, they look for external validation before they believe in the possibility of success. But assumption is not about waiting for proof. It is about creating the proof. When you assume something is true and persist in that assumption, reality has no choice but to conform. The world is not random. It is precise. It is structured in such a way that it must reflect back to you what you hold as true. There is immense freedom in this understanding. You no longer need to control the details of how something will happen. You do not need to force outcomes or manipulate circumstances. All that is required is that you dwell in the state of your desired reality. If you assume that life is taking care of you, that every event is leading you closer to your highest potential, then that will become your experience. This is not about blind optimism or ignoring reality. It is about recognizing that reality is malleable, that is shaped by your consciousness, and that by maintaining a state of trust and confidence, you allow life to unfold in its most beautiful form. When you assume that everything is working in your favor, you move through life with ease. You stop reacting to every minor inconvenience as if it were a catastrophe. You stop fearing change because you understand that every change is simply a shift towards something greater. The greatest shifts in life happen not through effort, but through alignment. The moment you align yourself with the assumption that all things are working out for your benefit, life begins to reflect that back to you. You notice synchronicities, doors opening where they were once closed, opportunities appearing effortlessly. This is not magic, it is the natural law of consciousness in action. What you accept as true within yourself must be expressed in the world around you. Many people believe that success, happiness, and peace require struggle. They believe that they must fight against circumstances, work tirelessly, and endure hardship to achieve what they want. But this belief itself creates resistance. When you assume that everything is working in your favor, you let go of struggle and enter a state of allowing. You recognize that the very things you desire are already making their way to you. There is no need to force them. You only need to remain open and receptive. This is why some people seem to have an effortless flow in life, while others seem to constantly struggle. The difference is not in external circumstances, it is in internal assumptions. Those who assume ease experience ease. Those who assume struggle experience struggle. The outer world is simply a mirror.
If you need more power, more control, then you need VPS hosting from Hostinger or store it.
The outer world is simply a mirror reflecting the inner state. To live in this state of assumption requires discipline. It requires a conscious decision to stop reacting to appearances and instead remain firm in your belief that all things are working together for your good. Even when things seem to be going wrong, you must hold on to your assumption. You must refuse to entertain thoughts of failure, fear, or doubt. This does not mean ignoring reality. It means recognizing that reality is a fluid expression of consciousness, and that by maintaining your inner alignment, you shape what comes next. The moment you adopt this mindset, life becomes effortless. You no longer waste energy worrying, overanalyzing, or doubting. You step into a state of trust, knowing that the unseen forces of reality are aligning in your favor. You move through life with ease, grace, and confidence, allowing everything to unfold perfectly. This is the key to mastery, the ability to remain unshaken, to trust the unseen, and to know without a doubt that everything is already working out exactly as it should. Your inner world is the true cause of everything you experience. The thoughts you entertain, the beliefs you hold, and the emotions you cultivate form the foundation of your reality. The world outside of you is not separate from you, it is a reflection of what is happening within. The greatest misunderstanding most people have is the belief that life happens to them, that circumstances dictate their state of mind. But in truth, your state of mind dictates your circumstances. Change always begins from within. If you believe that the world is chaotic, unpredictable, or against you, then your life will reflect these assumptions. You will encounter experiences that confirm your fears. You will see disorder where others see opportunities. But if you cultivate an inner world of peace, trust, and confidence, then even in the midst of what appears to be chaos, you will remain unshaken. The outer world is powerless in the face of a consciousness that is firm in its assumption. Most people live reactively, allowing external conditions to determine their emotions, thoughts, and actions. They wake up each day and look around for evidence of how they should feel. If things appear to be going well, they feel good. If challenges arise, they feel stressed or discouraged. But this way of living places all power outside of them. It makes them victims of circumstances rather than creators of their reality. The truth is that nothing outside of you has inherent power over your state of being, unless you give it permission. You must train yourself to take control of your inner world, regardless of what is happening outside of you. The world does not create your emotions, you do. The world does not impose thoughts upon you, you choose them. And because the outer world is simply a mirror of your inner state, whatever you consistently hold in mind will eventually manifest. If you want to see change in your external reality, you must first shift the inner patterns that created it. Imagine two people facing the same situation: a business setback, the loss of a job, or a financial hardship. One person sees this as a disaster. They allow fear to take over, they dwell on worst-case scenarios, and they spiral into a state of despair. The other person, despite facing the same external event, sees it as an opportunity. They remind themselves that life is always working in their favor, that something better is on the way, and that this is merely a redirection toward a greater path. Their energy remains calm, their mind stays open, and their faith remains unshaken. Because of this, they attract a completely different outcome. What separates these two people is not their circumstances, but their inner world. The person who assumes disaster experiences disaster. The person who assumes things are always working out for them experiences exactly that. This is not wishful thinking, it is the law of consciousness in action. Your inner state determines what unfolds in your life. Many people look for external proof before they allow themselves to believe in something good. They say, I will believe it when I see it. But reality does not work this way. You do not see in order to believe, you believe in order to see. Whatever you hold as true within yourself is what materializes in the world around you. If you continue to react to appearances, allowing them to dictate your state of mind, then you remain trapped in the same cycle. But the moment you take control of your inner world, you free yourself. Taking control of your inner world does not mean ignoring reality. It means understanding that reality is fluid, that it is always responding to your dominant state of consciousness. It means that no matter what is happening outside of you, you maintain a deep, unwavering conviction that everything is working in your favor. It means that instead of letting circumstances dictate your emotions, you decide your emotions in advance and allow reality to conform to them. If you want to see abundance, you must first feel abundant
Cash is
within.
my last name.
If you want to experience love, you must first embody love.
We're on 80
If you want to live in peace, you must
in
first
Pennsylvania,
cultivate peace
headed
within
to
yourself.
Wisconsin.
You cannot expect the world to change for you while you remain unchanged inside. The outer world is a perfect reflection of your dominant inner state. This understanding is what separates those who
My
move
man
through life
Cash, that's what
effortlessly
I'm
from
talking
those
about.
who constantly struggle. Some people seem to have a natural flow, where everything works out for them, opportunities come easily, and life unfolds in their favor. Others seem to face resistance at every turn, as if life itself is against them. The difference is not in luck, talent, or circumstance. The difference is in the state of consciousness they occupy. Those who expect things to work out for them find that they do. Those who expect difficulty find that they are met with obstacles. The moment you take control of your inner world, you regain power over your life. You no longer wait for circumstances to make you feel a certain way. You generate the feeling first. If you desire joy, you do not wait for an external reason to be joyful. You cultivate joy within, and life reflects it back to you. If you desire success, you do not wait for validation from the outside world. You embody success internally and opportunities appear to match your assumption. This is not wishful thinking or blind optimism.
Yeah, they're in
It is
Oklahoma
the
too. They
fundamental
all
way
over.
that consciousness shapes reality. Most people live unconsciously, unaware that they are constantly creating their experience through their
Nice
thoughts,
truck
emotions,
stop.
and beliefs. They allow fear, doubt, and limitation to dominate their inner world, and as a result, their outer world mirrors these states. But once you awaken to the truth that your inner world is the true cause, you no longer waste energy fighting against circumstances. Instead, you shift your focus inward, knowing that the only true change happens from within.
Yeah, he
There
was a
is
little
immense
off, just a
freedom
little
in this
bit.
understanding. You do not need to manipulate people, force events, or control every detail of your life. You only need to maintain dominion over your inner world. The more you discipline your thoughts, emotions, and assumptions, the more reality bends to accommodate your inner state. You move through life with confidence, knowing that external conditions are powerless against a consciousness that is firm in its belief. This is why faith is so powerful. Faith is not about hoping that something will work out. It is about knowing that it already has. Faith is the ability to remain unshaken in your assumption even when appearances suggest otherwise. It is the unwavering conviction that life is always unfolding perfectly, that everything is working in your favor, and that your inner world dictates the conditions of your life. If you take control of your inner world, you take control of everything. No longer do you need to fear change, doubt your path, or feel powerless in the face of circumstances. You realize that you have always been the creator, that your thoughts have always been shaping reality, and that by shifting your inner state, you shift everything around you. Most people search for control outside of themselves. They try to manipulate circumstances, force outcomes, and resist change. But true control is not found in the external. It is found in the mastery of your inner world. When you take control of your
Yeah, I don't see
consciousness,
quick
you
trips
need nothing
on
else.
in California. I don't
The
really see
world
many of
outside
them.
of you is simply a reflection,
Anything
responding
besides
faithfully
regular
to the
gas
state you
stations,
occupy.
honestly.
There is no need to struggle, no
I mean,
need to
there's
force,
pilots,
no need to
pilots
fear.
and loves.
You only need to assume the state of what you desire and persist in that assumption. The moment you align your inner world with the reality you wish to see, life organizes itself to match. This
Yeah,
is not
there's
a
no
theory,
quick
it's
trips
the way
like we
life
don't
has
got no
always
in and
worked.
out.
But whether you will claim this power for yourself. The only thing standing between you and the life you desire is your own inner conviction. The world you experience is nothing more than a projection of your own assumptions, beliefs, and dominant states of consciousness. Nothing outside of you has power over you unless you accept it as true. The moment you understand this, you reclaim control over your life. Nor do you seek validation from outside sources. You stand firm in the knowing that life must conform to the reality you persistently pursue. There is no force working against you. There is no randomness in your experience. Everything unfolds in perfect alignment with what you consistently believe to be true about yourself and the world. If you accept the idea that external conditions dictate your state of being, you will live reactively, always adjusting yourself to whatever appears before you. But if you understand that your state of being dictates external conditions, then you no longer wait for change. Every great transformation begins in the unseen. Before anything manifests in your physical reality, it first exists as an idea, a belief, an assumption held within. Nothing comes into form without first existing in consciousness. This is why your inner world is the most powerful force in your life. If you wish to see different results, you must first occupy the inner state that corresponds with those results. You must live in the end, assuming the feeling of your desired reality as if it were already true. Most people believe that circumstances shape their beliefs, but in truth, their beliefs shape their circumstances. The person who constantly expects struggle will always find evidence to support their expectation. The person who assumes success will experience opportunities where others see obstacles. This is not luck. It is the law of consciousness at work. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are conscious of being. Many spend their lives waiting for proof before they believe in something better. They say, I'll believe it when I see it. But this is backwards. You will only see it when you believe it. Reality is fluid. It is always shifting and molding itself to match your dominant inner state. If you continue to look at what is and allow it to define what is possible for you, you will never break free from your current circumstances. But the moment you decide to assume something greater, despite appearances, you set into motion the forces that will bring it into being. The secret is persistence. The mind is easily swayed by appearances, easily tempted to react to what seems to be. But what seems to be is only a reflection of past assumptions. It is not fixed. It is not final. And it has no power over you unless you give it power. The moment you refuse to be moved by appearances, the moment you stand firm in your chosen assumption, despite external evidence, you begin to see the world bend in response. Reality must conform to the state of consciousness you maintain. Nothing is out of control because everything is responding to your state of being. Even when things appear chaotic, even when life seems uncertain, it is still operating within the framework of your assumptions. If you assume disorder, you will see disorder. If you assume harmony, you will experience harmony. The world does not create your inner state creates the world. If you wish to see a change, you must discipline your mind. You must train yourself to remain unmoved by circumstances that do not align with your desired reality. You must persist in the inner feeling of what you want, regardless of what your senses report. The outer world is not a fixed structure. It is a mirror reflecting the contents of your mind. It is not separate from you. It is independent of your assumptions. The moment you grasp this, you step into true power.
Watch what castor oil does to your liver. Even though it sounds... remedies, castor oil is actually
When you are serious about dancing, you can stop the time. Time stop for you. DJ Speed Jack and BMN. When you are serious about dancing, you can stop the time. Time stop for you.
My sister.
Sister.
Hey.
I did.
Long time no see. I missed you. It's my boyfriend.
It's your sister?
Yes, my sister.
I remember you saying that about a sister.
Yeah. Well.
Sister. Nice to meet you.
You guys hungry? Let's go.
How you doing?
My sister.
Sister.
Hey.
this tool to weld loose railings. It takes just 2 seconds to weld a spot, and within 5 minutes, the railing can be sturdier than when it was newly installed. This is the handheld laser.
Welcome to your favorite news network, the Saucy News Network. You know, our Negro News goes first, and I'm so excited to be your host today. Breaking news. Miami, Florida is a very interesting place with a lot of beautiful people and a lot of good weather. Food is great, everything is excellent. And of course, you know, it's an international destination, so people coming in from everywhere. That includes guys with a lot of money. And of course, you know, some people are opulent. For those of you who slow like me, that means you're a guy or a person that likes to flaunt your wealth. And of course, if you're that kind of person, you bring on a lot of attention to yourself. And they can be bad.
21-year-old Akura Stover and 33-year-old Deshaun Casey are facing serious charges after police say they committed a calculated crime.
Because armed robbery is considered a dangerous crime, I'm required by law to hold you with no bond.
According to police, Stover, a North Carolina native, was talking to a man from Gainesville online when they decided to meet up face-to-face on the 6500 block of Collins Avenue in Miami Beach on December 7th. And according to the arrest report, the victim and Stover, they were hanging out at this hotel behind me when police say things took a turn. They say that Stover put out a gun and then stole hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of jewelry from the victim.
As you can see, that lady lured a guy from Gainesville, Florida, all the way to Miami just to rob him. And probably she was doing that because the guy was basically flaunting online and everything like that. She got it for like $200,000 in jewelry and about $3,000 in cash. And so now let me get to my situation here with this guy. He's a 71-year-old dude hanging out at the Caliente Adult Superstore by himself. Right? Stop the show. I'm 40-something years old. I wouldn't even be at no adult superstore. All I gotta do is get some OnlyFans or some, you know, free little websites. But he was there. Now, while he was there minding his own business, this beautiful lady, Jonica Alexander, age 28, walked up to him, and she was like, "Hi, sir. Would you like to clap my cheeks for only $40?" He was like, "Sure, why not?" No, stop the show. Maybe he forgot that he had a $15,000 Rolex on. And instead of saying, "Nah, I'm good," because, you know, just be honest, most chicks ain't gonna just walk up to you and offer you some booty clapping sounds. I don't care, even if you are paying. You should think that as being suspicious, but he didn't. He took his stupid ass out there to a place called Motel X, where you can spend $40 for 4 hours. And everything was going okay at first. He actually got to clap those cheeks. Booty clapping sounds? Then, after they got through having sex, she was like, "Listen, give me your watch." He said no. So what did she do? She started whooping his ass right there on the spot. Right? Just boom, boom, boom. Now, he's still a man, but he's 71, so he might not be able to get his Mayweather on. So he started crying for help. "Help! She's whooping my ass!" And then, while she's whooping his ass, she grabbed some pepper spray and started just spraying his ass all in the damn face, right? So he getting his ass whooped, getting pepper sprayed. She take the watch, take the phone, take the money, and she's gone. The problem was he was still living, right? So he called the police. Now they got her ass arrested, okay? And she's in, you know, all kind of jail and stuff like that. If you don't believe me, look up the damn story yourself. Word of advice. You guys, please, for the love of God, stop wearing expensive jewelry in these places like Miami, Las Vegas. Again, places where you know you got prostitutes out there. You don't know if they got pimps or not. You are a target. If you have to wear that stuff to get cheeks, you're a buster, okay? I get it.
Buster.
You want to show that what you got on is all that and everything. Go undercover with your stuff, man. Don't be out there, you know, losing your life. And also, you know what's going on with the whole little LA thing. Like, people trying to pull these little check-in scams. So then you get robbed then once you give your stuff up, then somebody tries to, you know, extort you to pay to get it back. Like that was the first clip I was talking about. Dude did the same thing, extorting you, steal your stuff and say, hey, you want to buy it back. Be careful, man. The world is a shady place. Next story! So guys, today we're going all the way back to North Carolina, and I keep telling you dudes, from North Carolina, Georgia, and Florida, of course Memphis, Tennessee, y'all are always on my damn radar. And this is no different with Ishan Shamel Rankins. Now, I want to congratulate him on that afro, because if that was my hairline, it would only grow from the back, but not the front. Like all this be bald, and I would be doing bad. Only on the side. But fro was off the chain, right? Gotta give him credit for that. But there's just one problem. Now you see this brother here with this big afro, looking like Julius Erving in 1973. This brother right here looks like he is not to be played with. This is a brother from the streets. His name is Ishan Shamel Rankins. Unfortunately, this brother has went to jail for some interesting stuff. Now, he looks like he's a street dude, but no, he's been doing some shady stuff. Now, this is a brother living a gay lifestyle, and he has a ex-boyfriend by the name of Joseph Espinosa. Okay, now Joseph Espinosa had some video footage of Ishan Shamel Rankins. This is not uncommon for people in relationships to have footage of each other. But stop the show. He had footage of Mr. Ishan Shamel Rankins from Charlotte, North Carolina, and then there you go. I always get you brothers and sisters from North Carolina on my stuff, clapping his dog's cheeks, or should I say the dog was clapping his cheeks.
Jesus Christ.
On
the secret to our deodorant is sand. We got a crazy message from a customer named Mina. Here it is. Hi.
His dog's cheeks, or should I say the dog was clapping his cheeks.
Like that hamster dude
on video.
That's crazy.
Wait a minute. Mr. Espinosa, how do you have this on your phone? Did you record it? Anyways, Joseph Espinosa took the footage to the police and said, listen, this is what he's doing with my dog. So the police come and they lock his ass up, all right? Now, Ishan Rankin says, y'all know damn well I ain't did ish with no animal, just somebody out to ruin my damn reputation.
Stop the cow.
No, bro. No, your ass is still locked up, okay? You were booked into custody for that, and they had footage of that to see that it was you, okay? Now, recently, the brother has bailed out with a $2,500 bond, but it doesn't look good for the brother. Bruh, you're already in what we consider an unorthodox relationship, as it is. But that's not unorthodox enough for you. Nah, you gotta take it a step further. You know what I mean?
What the
You
hell
already
is wrong
doing,
with people?
like I said, something a little different.
It's crazy.
Now you want to go ahead on and do some shit real different, right? Then what your nasty ass gonna do?
Nasty ass.
Is you gonna let somebody record you doing that? Then gonna try to lie about it and say it's not true? Well, that is you in the video, right? Because you did get arrested. See, y'all ain't got no damn shame out here in these streets in 2025. I'm so glad I'm black and Baptist. Next story! Guys, Clarissa Shields keeps going viral for all the wrong reasons. And this time, a white dude tried her. She was on her Instagram live, you know, working out in the gym. And of course, Karen's brother, Kevin, decided to pull up on Clarissa Shields.
I am over here winning, baby. Can you use headphones? Do you mind if you use headphones? What do you mean? Because you're being loud.
How can you hear me? You have your headphones.
I have my headphones. Can I still hear you?
So you don't want me to talk? I'm still going to be
No,
able to
it's not
talk.
that. I'm just asking kindly if you can use your headphones.
What, do you hear my voice? You're still going to hear my voice.
And your voice.
I'm her.
Okay. You don't hear nobody voice but mine. Okay. I don't know how you hear me. He got his headphones on. You want me to speak lower? I don't know what's wrong with you people. I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway, like I was saying, this is my third day back working out. My birthday in a couple days. As you guys can see. Right. I don't know what that was about. But as you can see, my stomach is fat as shit. I think he was talking. I'm trying to keep my composure. I don't want you to piss me off though. Anyways. That's what I was talking about. I forgot. He said he's able to hear y'all too. That's what he was saying. He said he could hear y'all.
She handled that professionally, and this just happened to me not too long ago, right here in Uganda. I'm at the gym, minding my own business. Here's a white person that comes across the room, and he tells me, you know, the gym says, you know, there's no talking on the phone in here. I said, what? I said, bro, I've been a member here for 4 years. I've never seen you. Yes, I am. Lying. But you're just trying to, trying to punk somebody. That's why we're always trying to do somebody black. Just trying to go head on and try to tell them, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you shut the hell up? And bruh, that is Clarissa Shields. You'll be pulling up on her. Obviously, he didn't know. But you would definitely get your ass whooped. For sure. Left hook all the way down the street. I'm so glad that she was, very nice to that person. Because she could have been like, what you gonna do about it? And could have just slapped him and all that. But again, like I said, white people, listen to this. When black people are on Instagram and talking to somebody, leave them alone. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. You don't want them to have problems. Okay? And I'm not trying to say that you're not scary or anything like that. I'm just leave them alone. Because y'all make noise. It's a lady that's at my gym.
Perfect rainbow.
This lady sings Christian songs.
You can see both sides.
Loud. Like off key. Like, it's African Jesus songs, right? Every time that we hate it. But we can withstand it because, eventually she gotta leave one day. Okay? Like, so she don't go home. But she make them noises all the time, like in the gym. Leave people alone in the gym. Come in and get your workout on. Worry about what you gotta do. You know what I mean? And then they gonna say, can you put your earplugs in? It's like, and she was like, well, it's not gonna matter. Our voice is still gonna be there. You just want to have some control over somebody, bro, because you don't have no control over your own damn household. Next story. Guys, this was a pretty interesting one. We have the young lady, Janika, who is, at least she's giving up that ass, right? And then she's robbing you later. I can respect that. At least she's doing half the job. Okay? Don't respect the robbing, but at least she's letting you clap first. Then we have Ishan, I think his name is, Mr. I love to let dogs clap me up, right? Then there's Clarissa and then the white dude that she exposed from the bottom. Who will get the dusty award of the day? Jeopardy music! Drum roll, please! It's definitely Johnny. Damn, that was hard to do. The other dude, the brother that was basically supposed to be Ishan, the dog, that's crazy, right? But I did see he got bailed out, and the bond wasn't that high. But I don't know if he's gonna be it. This lady though, that's crazy. You whooped the old dude's ass. Then, what did you do? You sprayed him in the face with pepper spray. That's crazy. I can't take that serious. Your ass is crazy. You need to get your ass locked up. Oh, that's Dutch story. Well, guys, that's my time. O'Shea D. Jackson. I gotta get up out of here. Subscribe to the bell. We out.
Previously on the Toyota Unlimited race, I purchased a 2GR V6 from a local junkyard to cram into the back of my Toyota MR2. This endeavor will result in my demise, and it starts right now. Occasionally, we'll read comments saying that we've changed, or we're out of touch. People who miss the old gears of gasoline, to which I say, we're down to earth. We're just like the average car guy. We put our engines on engine stands using a forklift, just like you. Now sit back and enjoy some down-to-earth, good old-fashioned wrenching.
Have a V6, a 2GR from Toyota that is going in a Toyota. The engine that was in there, we pulled out. So now we need to start prepping this motor to get it ready to go in MR2. What do you think, Mark? If there's oil in there, you owe me lunch. So I owe you lunch. Oh, that's surprising. Oh, it's already loose, huh? Yeah. Moment of truth. No! Oh! Even they take the oil now. But you know what? At least I get some. So I have to buy new oil and lunch.
So this is a 2GR FE engine, V6 3.5 liter out of, in this case, a Lexus RX 350. But this engine came in so many cars. Came in the Avalon, the Orion, the RAV4/Vanguard, the Estima, Previa, Tarago, the Camry, the ES350, the Harrier, the Highlander, the Kluger, the Blademaster, that's sick.
That is a sick name.
A Mark X Zeo, the Alphard/Bellfire, the Toyota Venza, the Lexus LM350, Hong Kong only, the Evora, the Sienna, the Bolwell Nagari 300. It was in the Toyota Corolla, but only for Super GT use. It was in the Evora GTE. It was in the TRD Orion, the Evora S, the Exige S 350, 360, 380, 410, and 430, and the Evora 400.
I feel like you just spoke a different one.
Yeah, and that was just the FE. If you want to talk about the FSE, that was in the Toyota Crown Athlete, the Lexus GS350, the Lexus GX 450H, the IS350, the Crown Hybrid GRNN, and the Mark X Plus M Supercharger. But if we're talking the 2GR FXE,
then I'm so sorry I asked.
This particular motor I got from a local junkyard from an RX 350. According to them, 65,000 miles. Considering this is a Toyota, it's like just broken in. They did like clip all of the connectors instead of just undoing them. So we don't have the engine wiring harness. We just have a bunch of bum connectors.
A couple of broken connectors.
Yeah, this guy broke off here. The very first thing I want to do is take the oil pan off so that we can make a few key modifications. In order to spin the engine upside down though, we need to take off the intake manifold, so it'll clean the engine state.
I'm sure with like a catch can setup maybe, it'll be better. I'm not as worried about these rust ends as I am about this oil pan. That looks like the pickup right there. Right there.
And this is all smooshed.
This might be fine, maybe. I don't know if that's supposed to be indented like that.
I mean, that's definitely
not. Definitely not.
Come on, Mark. Let's just get this one. A handy dandy putty cleaner. This is going to be the sound of an oil pan separating from block. The lower oil pan, which is this black part, is going to need replacing with all of the dents. That son of a gun is really on there. Well, that wasn't satisfying at all. Okay. Hey, you know, pretty clean, all things considered. I mean, all things, I guess, being that. Oh my god. Everything is sealed in theory. But also, it's a junkyard, so they're probably doing like absolute bare minimum.
The milkshake residue in that pan doesn't look great, but I'm not going to jump to conclusions yet about head gaskets or some kind of flooding in the engine. Off camera, I rotate the crank and everything spins freely, meaning rust on the rotating assembly is probably not an issue. So let's dig deeper before we start panicking. What really kicked off all of this 2GR dismemberment is the upper oil pan.
Toyota, for some cars that the 2GR came in, offered a tow package. So for example, like the RAV4, Highlander, stuff like that, there was an option to get an oil cooler with this engine. So we need to have this casting in order to run an oil cooler, which obviously, considering this is going to be an engine that was never really intended to be on the racetrack, we're going to want to be able to have the oil being cool.
Well, it's nice that you were able to at least pick that up.
It was like $100 on eBay.
We spend a bit of time cleaning up the eBay tow package oil pan and then sprucing up the mating surfaces, unaware that we're actually wasting a good bit of time and energy mounting the upper oil pan already. More on that later.
Well, we cleaned out the oil pan, but we're not going to use it per se, but we want to kind of keep the engine sealed.
With ProPlan Sport, incredible happens here. But it's stuck.
Use it per se, but we want to kind of keep the engine sealed. So we're just going to go ahead and throw this back on until we get a new oil pan that doesn't have a bunch of dents and things.
Let's start spinning these guys off because we're not using hardly anything in this feed.
That's a loosey-goosey.
Now, as pretty much an exclusively 4-cylinder guy, I have no idea what I'm looking at here. This is like brand new tech to me. I'm pretty sure they just came out with this. These are all the OEM injectors. I'm not sure what size these are, what CCs, but we're not going to use them. So we don't care.
Because we're going bigger.
We're going bigger or we're going home.
They say bigger is better.
They do say that, and it hurts my feelings every time.
Thought it'd be a good idea to know this, right? This side here is bank 1, and the side that you're on. Here, I'll just change these plugs. We're in here, might as well. Alright. It's iridium, benzo.
So it's an OEM plug.
I know one of these sides is going to be darn near impossible to get to. 6, 4, 2. It's like you were prepared for this. Oh, and factory plug. Mm-hmm. Taking this build very seriously, Ben.
I don't know if they've ever had their spark plugs changed.
I mean, they are factory plugs, right?
They are factory plugs. But if you have a Lexus, you're probably getting it serviced at the dealer. But I would bet that these are the original plugs. Yeah, it's definitely been in there for a long time. Oh boy, just think, pretty soon, this guy's gonna be in there. And you know who the first person to drive this car is gonna be?
Ben Lim. Or people who watch our channel.
What, are we giving away
like a free seat time?
Drive? That would, I think, probably constitute manslaughter.
Why are we taking this crank fully off, right? We are expecting a new delivery of cams to be coming in, so we need to start getting the timing cover all off and everything like that. I think we gotta just figure it out as we go.
So it is just a giant V.
Right.
Wow, that is a big timing change.
And watch, I'm probably gonna take something off that didn't even really need to come off.
So this right here is the OEM engine mount for the timing side of the motor. We're ditching it for this. This is Mark's Frankenstein Motorworks mount this. He fabricated himself, he designed everything, and he had it cast by a third-party company, but man, the fit and finish on this thing is about as good as you're going to get with OEM. Like, that is pretty incredible, and that is designed to work in the ZZW30 or the MR2 Spider chassis.
So what I think is like really cool about this engine, there's a lot of different pry areas for prying up, say like in this case valve cover, the upper oil pan. Like here's one of them, you got one on the other side, and then you had one on the front cover. You know you're not going to break something. It's like overly designed for it.
That's what you get with these big boy engines.
This is a big boy engine. This is a serious engine. Pretty healthy. Cam lobes look good.
Unfortunately, what you may have been able to predict, and what we were discovering, is that in order to remove the timing cover from a 2GR, the upper oil pan does need to be removed first. The upper oil pan that we just spent yesterday removing and reinstalling.
This piece here is touching the upper tray, and it's not allowing us to move further out. If this doesn't tell you that we're used to force and not cover.
How many J series you work on?
Good point.
Honda's J Series V6 apparently also has the oil pump on the block. The 2GR is just somewhat inconvenient in its design here, but dropping the upper oil off gave us the ability to remove the front cover, and then it was smooth sailing.
So now that we've got the front cover off, we can go ahead and
Dropping the upper oil pan back off gave us the ability to remove the front cover, and then it was smooth sailing.
So now that we've got the front cover off, we can go ahead and spin this motor around, get this thing in, you know, in time, so that we can take the chains off and whatnot. And then I think you have active right?
Yeah, it's time to start doing some stuff to this motor that will generate more horsepower.
Some 2GR eccentricities continued to delight Mark once we got to the timing of the engine itself.
You're telling me that there's not enough room in here to move this chain? Like, it won't fit in between the teeth. Don't tell me I have to take that phaser off.
The trick was to advance the exhaust cam to the point that the flat edge of the cam phaser would allow for greater clearance for the chain. Unique!
Now, you might be wondering why we're doing everything that we're doing to the V6. Isn't it already a V6? Aren't we already increasing displacement by a liter? And yes, we are, and it is, but this motor is only rated at 270 crank horsepower in the Lexus RX 350. The 4-cylinder 2AR engine that we just took out of this car was already making 250 real horsepower. So obviously we are not going to do everything that we're doing just to get this into the car, only to make basically the same peak horsepower. Only to make basically the same peak horsepower. More torque, sure, but we want this thing to be a comprehensive upgrade on all fronts, which is why we are going to be upgrading the horsepower.
Secret tuning Frankenstein motorwork TGR 감속도 280mm 인텍 275니.
Ben, we're not doing this again. Just talk about the part.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So this is a custom Frankenstein Motorworks camshaft. These are 280 degree, 11.5 millimeter lift on the intake side and a 275 degree and 11 millimeter on the exhaust side. These are designed to work with both the 2GR FE, the low compression engine, which is what we have here, and the FXE, which is the high compression hybrid version of the motor that has different high compression pistons. There are different valves on the cams that allow you to advance the timing gear by 10 degrees if you have the FE engine, which is what we're going to do. It'll help us eke out a little bit more horsepower that will make up a little bit of the gap that we would have if we had high compression pistons in the engine right now.
Wild. What the heck? This bank is longer? Dude, that is wild.
Each one of these cams different.
They have these lobes up.
In retrospect, cylinder heads would need to be offset and thus different lengths, as they need to share the same plane for the timing chain. But Mark and I don't work on anything but 4 cylinders, so this was groundbreaking for us. Something even more groundbreaking is right around the corner, though.
I know what you're thinking. Why are you taking out the spark plugs and you just put them in? Well, we gotta change the valve springs. So we need to put air in the cylinders so that the valves don't drop in. We'll have to take off the head. That's just more work.
So we're going from OEM to these
Spirited driving modification debut.
RPM valve spring. Valve spring upgrade max rotation performance. Recycle OEM rotation. Nani? Beehive go cancel garemasu.
It doesn't work at all?
No, it's not going to work at all. It's cool, go flying.
I didn't realize that it was like some engines had the beehive and some engines have just like cylindrical springs.
But that's the thing, is I mean, I'm sure somebody at Toyota knows.
So all 2GRs are not created the same, basically. They just were tweaking stuff like engine to engine, sort of like based on the time frame.
Our issue is the high-performance springs from Frankenstein Motorworks are intended to be used with the OEM spring retainers, this little out-of-focus hat, essentially. But because this particular 2GR which I bought was one of the engines Toyota randomly decided to use tapered beehive valve springs on, the OEM retainers are much smaller on this motor and thus will not hold the aftermarket spring in place. So we've got to wait for more retainers from Mark at Frankenstein Motor Works.
Yeah, a little small.
As Mark continues to swap the valve springs for their upgraded counterparts, he moves from cylinder to cylinder, filling each one with air. But that's when he starts noticing another problem.
I give up. I give up. Let's play a game, shall we? Alright, now, if this one blows out, Ben Thorne owes me $5. Ben Thorne owes me $5. If this one blows out, Vontae owes me $5. Okay? This one pops out, Cam owes Demonte $5. Sorry, Demonte. It's actually leaking from this side. That side is good. That side is bad. So the middle of this, all of them. We have David here. We got a little bit of a leaky valve situation, and you brought us a tool. What is this tool?
So it's a cylinder leak down tester. So just your compressor. We're gonna put it through here. We're gonna twist a little valve, and it's gonna tell us how much it is.
Okay, and that'll visually show us how bad the cylinder, the leak down is. So what you're telling me is that's pretty bad.
So if you want to do some fun math, if you're putting 50 psi in, approximately 80% of that is leaking out.
Subsequent results are similarly disheartening. We tried the air pressure at 90 psi instead, which may be more standard, and the result?
For cars new and old, whether it's your first car or you've had a few in your day, their parts live a hard and sometimes short life. You then have a choice to make. Hope it works, or know it works. At FCP Euro,
we've been standard, and the results improved slightly, but still, 4 of the 6 cylinders are not acceptable at all.
If we were to leave it like this, that's a lot of power loss.
I'm trying to reach somebody about an engine return or exchange.
What do you mean, like a defective engine, or?
Yeah, I bought an engine for you guys and it's defective.
Okay. Do you have any kind of invoice number?
I do. 708.
Looks like a Lexus engine.
Yeah, 3.5 liter. Yes, sir.
Alright, let me let you talk to him.
I'm calling. I bought an engine from you back at the end of January. We just got around to taking the oil pan off and doing a leak down test and stuff, and it is got oil and what looks like coolant in the oil pan. I left a message that would never be responded to, so the following day I called the salesman directly. I'm seeing that there's no shake in the oil pan and it's failing leak down test really bad. And I know I'm like about a month outside the return period, but I wanted to know if there was any way I could exchange this for another engine, just because like it has multiple issues with it. That's what I'm saying. I'm like shocked that it has the issue. I want to see if I can sort this out.
Yeah, it's been that very day.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to put it in my market.
place where I bought the engine, the exact location where I bought the engine. And I went in to try and talk to the guy that sold me the engine in person. He's not there. The other guy that's there is like, hey, what can I do for you? And I said, hey, I'm here trying to talk to him about this engine that I bought, that I want to exchange. And he said, oh, it doesn't work here. And I said, he used to work here because I bought this engine from him. And he said, he doesn't work at this location. He said he's never worked here. He works in Roanoke. And I said, that's crazy because like I came in and like I talked to him on the phone and then I like bought it from him in person. But I guess maybe I'm misremembering and I bought it from somebody else. Apparently, I don't work here, so I have to talk to him because he's the one that's even though the engine came from this location. So whatever. So we'll see. Now this is 3 days of me trying to talk to them about getting my engine exchanged. So when I went to that physical location where I bought the engine here in town, they told me, of course, that the salesman that I thought I had spoken to had never worked there, and that he was going to email me, and we would figure it out that way. As you can probably guess, since I'm including this whole segment in the video, he has never emailed me, and nothing has been figured out. It's been 5 days since I first initiated contact with this parts seller here in town to try and get my engine warranted or exchanged. And I have no interest in talking trash about any company. Ben and myself, Gears and Gasoline, has never talked ill of any company. I just think that if you sell someone an engine for $1,700, you should probably at least give them a final answer on if it can be warranted or exchanged, or have some kind of customer service about it. I can't get in touch with anybody, and I just have an engine that doesn't work, and I have a video timeline by the end of this episode, and the next episode we were going to actually put it in. But I'm not going to do mods to an engine that's completely failing a leak down test. So I have to get another 2GR. So I'm sorry that there wasn't more content in this video than me just complaining about the company that I bought this engine from. But yeah, I guess in the next video, I will have another 2GR, and I am going to do a...
Kids, we're not vegan.
Hi, welcome to Horsepower TV. Glad you joined us. Well, today we're going to get our Project Supernova even closer to being race ready, all thanks to the pile of parts my partner just brought in. Now, in case you missed some of the build-up on this 69 of ours, let me bring you up to speed a bit. We back out the car with a rear clip and 9-inch rear end, installed a 12-point roll cage, and babbed up the 10-one. Last time you saw it, we installed a 572 race engine and our transmission. In the meantime, we painted up our roll cage red to give us some color. And today, well, we're going to drop the hammer on a performance shifter installation, both its racing seats, harnesses, gauges, ignition. Well, we got a busy day ahead of us, right?
Man, you sure called that right. Now, we're going to get started today by taking on that shifter installation first. Remember, we're building a race car here, so we need a shifter that will not only stand the rigors of competition, but it'll also meet those safety regulations of the sanctioning bodies. So we chose this Magnum Grip Pro Stick from B&M. Now, this one is built just for a power glide with this 2-speed gate plate here, and check this out. The kit also comes with a special shift lever that doesn't have a throttle valve shaft hole. Now, what that does for you is it allows you to operate a transmission like ours that has a manual valve body and a trans brake. We're going to get started, though, first with a little bit of pre-assembly outside the car. This is a neutral safety switch, and what it does is prevents you from starting the car in gear. Of course, it's also mandated by all sanctioning bodies. It attaches to this little bracket here with a couple of screws that come in the kit. That bracket attaches to the side of the shifter. Next, attach the shifter cable to the shifter base. Finally, slip the eye over this pin and secure it with an E-clip. Now we're going to mount that shifter to the floor here, and there you go, thanks. We're going to use it as a template to mark 4 mounting holes. Next, run the cable through a 1-inch hole in the floor and secure the shifter with the bolts from the kit. Underneath the car, install the cable bracket using 2 transmission hand bolts. Slide the cable into the bracket and install the large nut with a washer. Place the transmission selector into low gear. Put your shifter into low gear and fit the pin into the bracket hole, making any adjustments with a large nut. But now you want to operate the shifter, making sure you're grabbing all the gears. And once you're satisfied, go ahead and insert the cotter pin down at the transmission end of the cable. Then you can drop on this housing over the transmission shifter and secure it with a couple of these quick release pins. Hey, that went pretty well. Yeah. Now, what do you say we shift our attention to the Novus ignition setup, where we're going to use a complete GM performance parts setup, including a distributor like this one that's already installed in the engine. Now, we're also going to use their control box, a soft touch rev limiter, and their heavy duty coil. But first, I want
Vai tomar no...
Isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like getting Batman. You need Batman.
Stop procrastinating.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. This is my 1986 1JZ powered Porsche 944. I'm going to do a quick overview of it and tell you guys where the project is heading in the future. shortly after I got the car back in 2008, I ended up deciding, hey, here's a great idea. Let's tear out the motor and put something with more power in it. And of course, I didn't want to go down a route that everybody else has already charted because that'd be too easy, right? So I decided to do something completely different. I'm like, hey, turbo whooshing noises. Let's put in a 1JZ.
JZ, no shit.
So I pulled the stock motor out, made adapter plates for the engine to the original stock 944 drivetrain, and dropped the 1JZ motor in its stock form. So bell housing clutch adapter plate was a 1/4-inch steel, built that from scratch. Got it all installed in the engine bay and got it running. And then ended up moving, and in the move I decided, you know what would be a great idea? Why don't we just take everything we did right now and toss it in the trash and start over by putting the entire Toyota drivetrain into the 944. So engine came back out. Easiest way to get the engine out of the 944, by the way, is to lift the 944 over the engine. So I had to widen the transmission tunnel, still use a bunch of original transmission tunnel material, but I welded in 2 side plates in addition to it to widen it. Differential, I had to do a custom differential mount in the rear, and then started reworking the entire intake and exhaust plumbing. So I ended up putting in a GT30 turbo in there, 73, 63 for ratios, and aftermarket fuel rail. Originally I went with 400cc Bosch Big Green injectors, and then in the rear we went with a 10-gallon fuel cell and a AEM pump. The AEM pump failed shortly thereafter, but I ended up replacing it with a 380 liter per hour subsequent pump. And as the project's been progressing over the last decade, it just gets more and more custom work over time. So at this point, it's getting pretty close to be drivable and complete. There's still a lot of work that needs to go into the project, and we'll keep working on it. So this wiring mess here, what I'm going to do is eventually I'm going to take all that, rework it, and put in what is called an M-Unit Blue. The M-Unit Blue is a controller that basically once you turn the key on, it automates everything else for the circuit relays and connection lights, everything, and it'll do custom blink cycles, fade in and out if you want it to fade in and out, and it also performs the job of a relay block. So we'll be able to minimize our relay block and utilize this for customizing all the electronics in the car and do away with most of these buttons down at the bottom. So up towards the firewall, the brake master cylinder, obviously I could not keep the brake booster, it was just too confined of a space. With the original intake manifold, it wrapped around, it adhered even more than this aftermarket one that I have now, but we had to switch to manual brakes. And what that involved is a custom mounting plate. I used the stock 944 brake master cylinder, and you just re-drill the brake pedal to add additional downforce from your foot.
New Chips Ahoy baked bites are so soft. With chocolate chips. So not cookie.
here on the left-hand side. But that's not the only thing that's powered. Okay, enough of back here. Let's close up this glass. Hold for charging, plus some cup holders down here that pop out just like so. Now, here's another cool thing. These second row seats slide quite a bit. So they do go all the way forward, but that's for access. But you have about, I don't know, 4 inches maybe that you're able to slide this forward and back. So the second row passengers also get to the seats so much. Now let's take a look on the inside and I'll show you a few interesting things. So first of all, just overall styling wise, this thing is a sea of black, black plastic, black leather. You do get TRD Pro stitching right there in the headrest. You also get a TRD Pro shift knob down there for the 6-speed automatic. But besides that, the interior is pretty regular Sequoia, and that just means black plastic everywhere. Now here, let me show you a couple of the things I like, and we'll start with storage. First of all, over here in the doors, there is a little storage bin. If I can get it to open up, there it is. Not a bad little place to, you know, shove some chains, something like that. Right down here beside the steering wheel, a little storage bin. Now, if you guys know me, you know I love storage. I always appreciate brands that go out of their way to incorporate extra storage. You also get a double glove box over here in the Sequoia. It's fairly deep, actually. Nice to have the double glove. And you get that...
Yeah, got a show for y'all. Got a damn good show. This dude ruined his whole life.
Prostitution. I'm not even prostitution. Yeah. What? I got my son in the car. Can I call my big mother? In just a second, we'll call the baby's mother.
That dude had Lil Wayne on his phone. You see that? Hey, wait a minute. He's a prostitute? Why are you listening to what this dumb idiot said? Well, that's what he said. He's not prostituting. Well, did you hear why they stopped him? Yeah, they said he was a prostitute. That's what he said. I haven't seen the video for him. I ain't seen it.
You're under arrest. Prostitution. I'm not even prostitution. Yeah. I got my son in the car.
The cop meant solicited.
Can I call my big mother? In just a second.
I think the cop was nervous. He's probably, hey, hands by your back. What? Prostitution. Did they actually arrest John for that?
Yeah, just be with us just a second, okay? I promise I'm not. I wish that was the truth. I really do. How old is he? Okay, you go with the officer, please.
Man, he's got his 4-year-old kid in there. Yeah, from a biblical moral perspective, I understand why you want to arrest people like it, but this ain't nobody's business. I don't think they used to throw people in jail back in biblical times for that. I mean, this is a biblical moral thing right here, you know? Yeah. Like, if God was running the country, he'd probably throw this dude straight to hell, you know? But if you take the biblical perspective from this, why are we intervening when these are consenting adults? Oh, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I totally get it. I mean, you go to Australia. I mean, if you get here in Vegas, they got brothels. Yeah, you know, I get it. You're not free if 2 consented adults can't agree on a transaction like this about money. We're not free. Yeah, this is communism.
Hello, how are you? Your daddy's just gonna go with us and talk for a little bit. I want to call your mommy to come pick you up, okay?
So
this is baby's mama. You mind answering that and then just letting her know what's happened? She's gonna have to come in to pick her up. Okay. We'll have to call DCF.
That's funny. The cop said this is the baby's mama.
I need to let her know the extent of it, or just say he's just...
Should be arrested, yes.
Using black lingo, yeah.
Okay, the officer's talking to your, I guess your baby's mama now, because she's calling the phone, so... Just so you know, we have to call DCF as well. They have to be notified that we've taken temporary custody of your shocked child. This is what happens. Can I just talk to my baby?
I mean, you got the kitty car. You could do it in the car? I'm sure he wasn't going to do it. He's going to go in the hotel, I guess. In the room. How was the baby? 4. That baby knows what's going on. I thought the baby was an infant. Like 6 months in your sleep. This baby's 4 years old. 4 years old doing like you. This dude is crazy. What's your child's gonna remember that? Not remember when you was little kids. mom and dad in the car doing stupid stuff, going out in the woods and stuff. I remember that.
Yeah. Not right now.
It's pretty wild. I haven't seen that before. I've seen mom and daughter cross. I've never seen the. Yeah. I was gonna bring it up and then.
Pick up the baby mama.
Hold on. He's right here. So we have mom right here.
What's going on? All right, mommy's here.
Come here. Second horseman. Where's that?
How?
The secret to our deodorant is sand. We got a crazy message from a customer named Mina. Here it is. Hi.
Hear the kid. The kid don't know what's going on. He's happy he's seeing mama. Mommy! Let's float chillin'.
How? How did he get
Look at the kid. Man, that kid hopping. That kid knows what's going on.
Yeah. You think so?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Talked about having sex.
That is crazy.
Where is he?
Look at the kid.
He went to jail.
He's taken already. He's in jail right now.
He got
He's
arrested.
got a kid. Girl, man, he doing that.
Just 1 second, man. Wait, he's a junior. Date of birth is 11/9.
That's how he ended up here. He lied to me in my face.
Yeah. Got a show for y'all. Got a damn good show. Usually we talk about, people just losing it on this channel, when it comes to road rage. I actually found a white woman, behaving like a black woman.
Man. Oh! Why are you so mad? Why are you threatening me? I'm just trying to get to work.
That's a joke, because for some reason whenever I come across, whatever.
Yep. No, now she's hitting it with her elbow. Is somebody gonna come over here? If not, I'm gonna get out and take care of this. We were backing up. She's got a knife in her hand, screaming.
Throwing rocks at a vehicle.
I don't know. The one by Chipotle.
Red Robin.
He said Chipotle. No, he's white dude. Yeah, you see the big butcher knife she got?
You see her hand shaking?
Yeah.
Robin looked like a guy.
It might be one of them.
Red Robin, all that stuff. Yeah, now she's
Sophie.
kicking the car, and because if she comes up here and busts my window, I'm gonna punch her in the head.
That dude know he ain't getting out there. That truck, whatever he is. If he was gonna get out, he would have got out.
Now she's stabbing the car with the knife. She's white, but if she hits my window, there she goes again. I don't know, but she's crazy. She's broke her tooth.
You see that? She broke her tooth. You saw she slammed her head up against the glass? What?
Car with the knife.
What?
She's white, but if she hits my window, there she goes again.
Oh, you know what that reminds me of? Remember that movie, Will Smith, I Am Legend? Them crazy zombies just go pow and just busting their head on the window, trying to come in.
Right.
That's what she did.
I'm in the car with the knife.
Huh.
She's white, but if she hits my window, there she goes again. I don't know, but she's crazy. She's broke her tooth. Spelling. I don't know, 5 something. She's standing right here still. She just broke her tooth, smashed into the window of the car. Yeah, she's medium. Yeah.
Don't talk to him. Don't talk to him. Don't talk to him.
What are you guys doing? Why are you doing this?
What are you talking about?
She said, what y'all doing? Why y'all doing this to her? This turns out this is like a road rage incident. Yeah. And this is what started all of this.
I thought they was fighting over who was in the drive-thru.
That's crazy as hell.
Are you psycho? We were back here on the phone.
See?
Yeah.
Give her honk.
She's like, okay, well, she's fixing to stab my car with my car tire right now.
Drive off. Drive off or get out and show what a real man is. What are you talking about? Still a man. He can just disarm her. She get a lucky slash.
doing it.
Nah, close the door, Rob. Close the door, Rob.
She just snapped the car tire right now. Yes. She's got a white shirt. She's crazy, obviously.
That's her mama. I can tell. Mama crazy too. That's where she learned it from. It's them crazy mama put up. Hey, what y'all doing? What y'all doing to her? She out there with a butcher knife in her hand.
I don't know what she's on. Some kind of pills. I don't know what's going on, but she's crazy as hell. We were backing out. There was plenty of room for us to get out. You know, we ate in the restaurant. That's all it was. Now she's going to take off. I don't know. She's right here. What's she doing over there?
She's standing in the truck. I don't know why.
Now she smashed her head on the window, and I don't know what the hell. There was plenty of room for us to back out. I don't know what the problem is. Yep. No, now she's hitting it with her elbow. Is somebody going to come over here? If not, I'm going to get out and take care of this. Okay, well then that's what we need. Because she's got a knife in her hand. Then now she's got a... Now she's scraping the whole side of the car with the... Right, and she's fixing to leave. Yep. No, now she's hitting it with her elbow. Is somebody going to come over here? If not, I'm going to get out and take care of this.
This is nuts. No, that's actual chick. I thought it was like one of them. I thought it wouldn't be referred to them. I thought it was one of them. But it's just a she. You should have told the cops it was a black female that came with her. Let these white people get away with her. I would have said that it's a light-skinned black woman out here. It's a light-skinned black woman out here, and she's got a knife. Yeah, the whole squadron's pulling up. The hell you tell us a white woman? Yeah. You want some real service? There's a light-skinned black woman out here. Yeah, gonna show y'all a damn good show.
Y'all, as a state employee, I'm freaking out right now. We just got told we have to go back into the office full time, and I have been working from home for literally probably almost 5 years. And I do not know what to do. I mean, I know it's not a big deal. I can do it. I can go back and be normal, but like, I'm not gonna be able to blast my music all day. I can't cook my breakfast and cook my lunch. I'm gonna have to meal prep again. Not to mention, I have to wear normal clothes again. I know, first world problems, but it's gonna be a huge adjustment, and
It's not gonna be a huge adjustment. Yeah, listen to all these things she highlighted. Don't you think her productivity has been hurt? Yeah, because she's saying your life is not normal. You're doing whatever you want to do. Yeah, I'm sure this is her productivity. Yeah.
I am not ready. I'm not ready to have to talk to people again and see people every day again.
Today we're doing a dissolve test between Earth-Breeze detergent sheets and these detergent capsules. The sheets start to dissolve instantly, as you can see. These caps, however, are stuck with dyes, hormone disruptors, and other harsh chemicals.
I'm not ready to have to talk to people again and see people every day again.
That's crazy. So you see that right now. This is March 6th. She did that video. Now this is like today.
So I have to go back to the office. on Monday the 31st, and I can't even go into my local office. They're making us drive to the closest district office, which is an hour and a half one way for me. Y'all, I'm a single mom. I take my kids to school, I pick them up, I take them to the after school activities, and I know it's not a big deal. Like, I knew that this was coming, but I did not think that they were gonna make us drive that far. I do everything for my kids, and it just sucks that I'm gonna have to be this far away from them.
At least you got a job. You got your health. And you cry. I mean, okay, that is a pretty long commute, but a lot of people do it every day. I know.
I don't know what to do. I can't just quit my job and find another one because I pay my bills. I have to take care of the kids.
Yeah, it sounds like you can live your life and not be broke. So what's the problem then? You gotta go in just like everybody else. Yeah, you got a job, you got your health, your kids are doing good. Yeah, I mean, an hour and a half. Yeah, that's a long commute, but I've done it. It means other Americans do it every day, and they don't bitch and complain.
And I can't be without a job, but this just... I know y'all. I know that y'all probably think that this isn't a big deal. But
you still have jobs. Yeah. You work around your work schedule. Yeah. Right. So like you're
again, like I said, I do everything for my kids. I take them to school, and there's just not going to be enough time for me to do that now. And I don't know what I'm going to do. And I hate showing vulnerability. I hate showing weakness because I do everything but myself. But this just sucks. It just fucking sucks.
Sunlight is a powerful thing. Pets know, and so does Purina. That's why 100% of Purina's power comes from solar and wind investments to help the food.
Today we're driving a 2015 supercharged TRD Pro Toyota Tundra. There's about 110,000 miles on it. And Charlie, who's been helping me book press cars, he works at Daily Motor, and he's been doing some windy road drives. This is his dad's truck. We bought this used for about $28,000. Got really lucky in finding the spec. These TRD Pros are pretty hard to find new, let alone secondhand. So it'll be interesting to compare this truck versus the brand new. So you said you paid about $20 for this?
Yes.
And you had 90,000 miles on it?
Yep.
So that's pretty good. Not too shabby. And was the supercharger factory or dealer installed?
Dealer, 11,000 miles.
Okay, alright. This was probably the last year they installed those superchargers. It's from Toyota. I'm curious to see how this feels and drives with 100,000 miles compared to the brand new one. In my experience, Toyotas don't really change that much.
Look pretty.
Yeah, this is kind of the way to do it. You can't find or don't want to spend the extra money for the one. So same 5.7 liter V8. We just have a little bit of a supercharger whine here. There's something refreshingly simple about these trucks. We're testing a lot of trucks this week. We've got this, we've got the new Nissan Titan, the new 2020 Tundra, and you compare these to the US offerings from GM and Ford, and just the amount of simplicity that's here, and usability, and overall long-term reliability, they make for pretty compelling vehicles. And right off the bat, from first impressions, this thing feels awesome. Super solid.
Yeah, there's no clunks or anything.
I know, it's amazing.
It sounds exactly like the new one does.
This has been a Michigan truck too, right?
I think so, right? Michigan is home like for the most part.
Charger's fun. Sounds good too. This 5.7 is just a really, really good sounding engine. It always just pulled well. You can throw it into a manual mode here. That's healthy. That feels good. Sounds nice. Gives you just that extra little power for towing.
It's a pretty significant power bump. I'm trying to bring up the numbers right now. I can tell you. 505 horsepower. It's 550.
That's pretty good.
Feel free to get on it.
So we had some dry pavement. We'll do a little 0 to 60 here.
Pretty sure the magazines, I'm looking it up right now, back in 09, the first one, it had a little bit of tweaks since then, but truck at sub 5, 0 to 60.
Wow.
Something nice there.
Turn the traction control on.
Yeah, we'll do that here. We'll stop before the pavement gets wet again.
In the last few years, there's been an increase in the number of people who carry truck guns or vehicle-based guns in everyday life. It can be tricky navigating certain laws when it comes to truck guns, but we will get into the legality. I'll cover the legal aspects in a future video. But for now, we're breaking down the best truck guns, from compact rifles to tactical shotguns and everything in between. Despite being one of the oldest American firearm manufacturers with a catalog of well-established and time-honored models, Smith & Wesson's recent history has shown the company's willingness to innovate. With its M&P product lineup, including everything from rotary-barreled pistols to dual-magazine tube shotguns and folding pistol-caliber carbines, it's the latter that the company has updated with the M&P FPC and 10mm auto. The original folding pistol caliber carbine, chambered in 9mm Luger, uses a simple blowback action housed within an aluminum tube receiver and folds horizontally to a length just slightly longer than its barrel. The 10mm FPC is identical, except with slightly larger dimensions. It weighs 10 ounces more and is a 1/4 inch longer overall. The rifle's 16.25-inch barrel, with its muzzle threaded, takes advantage of the impressive ballistics that the 10mm cartridge can deliver from a long gun. A tungsten-infused recoil buffer system helps to contain that power. The rifle's full-size grip and texturing is borrowed from the M&P Big 10, and it uses the same interchangeable backstrap system and performance center-style flat-face trigger. Function and controls are also the same as the 9mm FPC, with a bilateral bolt release, cross-bolt safety, reverse magazine release, and ambidextrous charging handle placed behind the action. Supplied without sights, the FPC is optics ready with a Picatinny rail running the length of its handguard. M-lock slots on the handguard provide additional places to mount accessories. The rifle uses 15-round M&P 10mm M2.0 handgun magazines. 3 are supplied with each rifle, 1 in the action with 2 spares in the magazine carrier built into the stock. A version equipped with 10-round areas with magazine capacity restrictions. The Smith & Wesson M&P FPC 10mm has an MSRP of $699. The Caltech KS7 might be the shortest shotgun out there with the stock, and it's not an NFA weapon. At only 26.1 inches long, it's just above the overall length requirements for a shotgun. With a weight of less than 6 pounds, the little 5.9-pound shotgun's short and sweet. Caltech trimmed the KS7 to 1-2, and it holds 7 rounds of 2.75-inch shells. The barrel is predictably a trim 18.5 inches, and the length of pull is a pleasant 13 inches. This gun looks like a setup that keeps the lefties happy. The shells eject from the bottom of the gun, not from the left or right-hand sides. This ensures no one gets a shell to the face. That big carry handle acts as your sight and accessory mounting platform. While awkward looking, it makes attaching lights and accessories fairly easy. The sight's a big green triangle that's eye-catching and fit for close-range shooting. I was pleasantly surprised by the Kel-Tec KS7 and how reliable, fun, and easy to use it is. I like the simple, lightweight design, and it's become one of my favorite bullpups. Bear Creek Arsenal is the latest manufacturer to support 8.6 BLK, and this time it's not in a carbine, but an AR-10 pistol. To make space for the larger 8.6 BLK cartridge, this large format pistol is built off an AR-10 pattern receiver and can be had with a 7.5-inch barrel. The barrel has a Parkerized finish and a thicker H-bar profile with a fast twist of 1 to 3 inch, which is needed to stabilize the heavy bullets that are loaded in 8.6 BLK projectiles. The Bear Creek Arsenal 8.6mm blackout upper also includes a right-hand side charging handle side for an additional level of convenience to shooters. Pistol-length uppers are also built around a 6.5-inch M-Block compatible handguard and include a flat-top upper receiver to facilitate the mounting of an optic. The good news is that you can have any magazine you want with these pistols. The bad news is you'll be buying it separately because they don't come with any. Speaking of price, these come in right under the $1,000 mark. This mini over-under shotgun is kind of like the Warzone 725 shotgun you use in Call of Duty, but even smaller. With a 10-inch barrel and a stubby little stock, it's one of the most compact shotguns you'll find right now. Weighing in at just 4.5 pounds and only 23 inches in overall length, the shotgun's small enough to be carried in a pack or in the optionally available leather belt holster. Barrel is easily removed from action for stowage in bug-out bag or survival kit, with longest portion only 16.5 inches in length. The lightweight and compact dimensions also make the SS211 a great gun for beginner shooters when combined with 1.75-inch mini shells. The stock's long enough to be shouldered and features a double-thickness rubber butt pad for shooting comfort. The SS211 also features a crisp trigger and a beautiful walnut stock, well endowed with aggressive checkering for use with gloves or in wet conditions. Ruger developed its LC carbine as a lightweight, handy long gun that paired nicely with the company's 5.7x28mm pistol. For this year, Ruger's expanded its LC carbine lineup with a 45 ACP chambered version that's still handy, and best of all, it feeds from readily available Glock magazines. The 45 ACP version has a 16.25-inch alloy steel threaded barrel. The thread protector is easily removable, allowing for the attachment of popular muzzle accessories, including muzzle brakes, flash hiders, or a suppressor. Thanks to its side-folding stock, the Ruger LC carbine collapses into a compact size that makes it easy to store and transport. The trigger has a short, smooth pull, clean break, and positive reset, and there's an ambidextrous manual speed, reversible charging handle, ergonomic bolt release, and extended magazine release. Up front, there's a CNC milled handguard that's also Type 3 hardcoat anodized aluminum with M-Block accessory attachment slots on 7 sides. Multiple QD sling sockets allow you to attach a sling almost anywhere you'd like. The folding sights are adjustable for windage and elevation, and the full-length Picatinny rail on top of the receiver lets you easily add your choice of optic to the gun.
They say you stand here and stare at it for 10 seconds, you're gonna fall. No way this shit true. It kinda look like. Okay, no way this is true.
I have a boyfriend. He's straight. Labels don't matter because it doesn't change a thing when I'm getting hit from the back. What does matter is that I'm non-binary and a bottom, okay? It's not a straight relationship. I'm just a bottom. This is they, them, and pussy. And if you can't wrap your brain around that, how I have a straight cis man boyfriend as a non-binary person, and it's not a straight relationship. You don't have to wrap your brain around it because you're not the one.
Bro, anytime I hear these folks talking, this shit sound like you ordering at Starbucks. You know, when you order at Starbucks, it just sounds like a whole different language. That, like, I have a cis, non-binary, what? It's just too much, man.
Wrapping your hands around my neck. I'm just a bottom. It's not straight.
Myself, because I'm like, oh, is that a man? Because I ain't gonna lie, I've been on this internet and I've seen some shit, and at this point you gotta start asking for birth certificates. But at the same time, you a whole woman and you with a man. You started off saying labels don't matter, but you want motherfuckers to label you correctly. Y'all got too much time on your hands, dog.
We're supposed to wipe like front to back, but how the do you do it?
Honestly, I have no idea how we're supposed to wipe front to back when our anatomy is literally not constructed to do so. Like, I'm sorry, but how the am I supposed to get up from the toilet and then reach around like this? I look like a f***ing crazy person. No, obviously, I like from the back to the front.
Oh, God! She got this shitty pum pum.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah.
You have to know where your taint is. You have to know where your f***ing taint is. Like, if you've been going to the bathroom for as long as I have, you know where your f***ing taint is, and you know where the no-no places. Like, you're not gonna wipe from your asshole all the way to your coochie. Like, you know where the. If you're a woman, you know, okay?
You know
I'm not a woman, but I know. Fellas, y'all ever been doing what you're doing and you try to go in blind? You might have touched the wrong hole. Not go in the wrong hole, but you might have touched the wrong hole. And then right before you put it in, she like, hey, wipe that off, wipe that off. I feel as though if your girl don't tell you to wipe that off, she nasty.
I tell you one thing, my man ain't cheating on me because he ain't got the energy. He can want to, but he don't have the energy. I be on his ass. I be on his ass. Ain't no way he got enough for nobody else. Ain't no way. I make sure of it. Ain't no way.
She got the right idea. Ladies, keep his stomach full and his balls empty. Yeah, because even if he think about cheating, he ain't gonna have nothing left.
I was the only black person in the part of the Philippines I was at until I went to the airport and I saw 2 other black people. And like black people do when we see each other and we're the only ones, we spoke. They asked me to crash their trip to Bali, so I did. And here's how it went. Day 1, it was really warm, so we did water activities. We raced on jet skis, we went parasailing.
This sounds like some How I Met Your Dad type of stuff. I need an update. Ain't no way you just randomly met these people. They ain't that happening. Okay.
And it started raining, so we saw the rain go away. And it did. So we went to this really beautiful waterfall, took pictures, drank fresh coconut, and even went with a really expensive restaurant. This later, I didn't have that. Me wear his clothes. Yeah, the food wasn't really that good. We went to different day clubs. You
heard the first thing she said? We went to this really expensive restaurant to celebrate my birthday. At the end, she said the food really wasn't that good. I keep telling y'all, I don't give a damn about your artistry when it comes to that food and presentation. I don't give a shit about no presentation. But how it tastes. How it tastes. That's all I care about. Is it going
got tired, went to another day clubs, and pretty much ate and drank our way through Bali.
Yeah, it went down. And I'm not judging her at all, because this really sounds like some How I Met Your Father situation.
Why the f did your parents call you like this? I'm 22 years old. My mama been doing this my whole life. I'm laying down.
Call you and not say nothing? Call you and not say nothing? I know where this is going. Call you and then just wait.
seen the magic glasses that can see clearly without glasses? This glasses can not only see far away, but also see near. This smart zoom glasses...
Welcome to TMZ Live, Harvey Levin here.
Charles here.
So, Kanye West has a supporter slash advisor slash warner. And it is none other than Sean Diddy Combs.
Yes, who himself obviously has a slew of issues he is dealing with, but is taking some time out to sort of counsel Kanye. And Kanye seems very open to it. This is a phone call between them, which Shade Room obtained. Now, this sounds like it's the same call that Kanye recorded and used in the song Lonely Roads Still Go to Sunshine. This is the one that North is on as well. Told you all about that. But they had a very lengthy conversation, and here at the beginning, it sounds like, as Harvey said, that Diddy is offering some sort of warning to Kanye.
Wicked, so you be careful.
Yeah.
We can't do nothing. This day, you know what I'm saying? I need you out there, you feel me?
Yeah.
I hear you, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Have no fun. Get behind the mic, have fun. Chop up them samples, get back on your list, man. Have fun, get back to the filing. Your time, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Be careful out there, but they definitely trying to get us, you feel me?
Yeah.
They can't do it. They can't do it. They ain't gonna do it. You know what I'm saying?
Do you have old pictures on your PC or smartphone? Then this video is for you.
These two motherfucking trip. I'm hungry.
Kids, I had my nieces and nephews in Detroit one summer. These motherfuckers record everything. Video, everything. They got me on the tablet. They like, oh, how you be snoring? I'm like, fuck out my room. Fuck out. They're like, no, you need to look at this. They put the tablet out. I'm on that motherfucker. I'm like, oh shit, look at me. I'm fucked up. Clearly I'm sick. What the fuck? They laughing in the background like, why the fuck y'all ain't wake me up? I stopped breathing. I'm about to fucking die. They laughing. We about to post this, huh? What the fuck out here? I'm about to delete this bullshit. I'm not trying to go viral like this. Sleep fucking out here. Well, ways you can be sick. Funny kids. You know what you want to know what the kids think about you? Then you want to know? Have them draw a picture. Should've fucked you up. Draw daddy. This motherfucker had you with fangs and shit. Blood coming up the side of your fucking mouth. You're like, who was that? That's you. Put your little sad face on the side with tears running off the page and shit. Who was that? That's me. He's like, I'm a fucked up man. Get your storm clouds in your house. It's raining on your couch. You're like, what's them sticks over there? Your blunts. Trying to draw a Hennessy bottle and shit. Got shit all cooking. Misspelled Hennessy and H5S's. What? What's that, yo, liquor? Nobody just me. 70% of American shoes overweight. I'm the only one with those things. Not myself. Anybody know a fat kid? Just interested in that. Fat nigga smart, ain't they? They make up excuses for everything. Go outside and play shit. Outside. Outside. See the bugs live. My son used to ask for candy intelligence. Father, I was wondering if at this particular juncture of the evening, that might you see it fit that a young lad such as myself might be able to partake in a Snicker bar, perhaps? You too, you fat fucker. Working on junior diabetes, motherfucker.
Want to keep your hairline where it is? Through Hims.com, you can explore a range of options that work best for you, so you can grow visibly thicker and fuller hair in just 3 to 6 months.
This person I've seen with red pants, I'm gonna knock the fuck out on sight, nigga. Know what I'm saying? What the fuck I said, nigga? What's up, bro? Why you looking at me like that, B? That's the next thing I see with a red biz, I'm gonna knock the fuck out. You got a red biz or something, nigga? Nigga, you don't see the biz right there? The fuck you talking to like that, nigga? You a tough guy or something, nigga? What's up? Throw your fucking hands on me, nigga. Fuck yeah. This person I see with a red...
Slap.
Of it from a historical standpoint or from a biblical standpoint, right? A time, I associated it with a time where we could have potentially all spoke the same language. Like all I heard about it was unity, which living in this day and time, a lot of us pray for unity, want unity. But we're gonna get into it though. Interesting to see what comes to mind when y'all hear the word. But this video here is the Tower of Babel just found after 2,000 years. So y'all even switch up. Babel, depends.
I thought as a kid this was folklore and legend. And yet a lot of people still think of it in biblical terms as some kind of legend. But they don't really know that it actually existed.
This tablet provides the first ever image of the real Tower of Babel.
I'm really at the place where the tower stood.
For centuries, the Tower of Babel has been one of history's greatest mysteries. Was it real?
just a myth? Well, archaeologists might have just found the answer. Deep in Iraq, an ancient structure has resurfaced that could be the legendary tower, and it's not some crumbling pile of bricks. It's a massive ziggurat that's been hiding in plain sight. I'm talking about Ziggurat of Ur. The Ziggurat of Ur is basically one of the coolest leftovers from ancient Mesopotamia. It's a massive tiered temple that's been sitting near modern-day Assyria, Iraq, for over 4,000 years, built way back in the 21st century BCE.
I wonder, will history repeat itself? You know what I mean? Because the story was, right, it was like after the Great Flood, that's when they started to like kind of repopulate and build this monstrosity of a tower supposedly going to the heavens, right? I wonder if history will repeat itself in that sense.
During the early Bronze Age, it was dedicated to Nana, the moon god. Back then, Ur was one of the most powerful cities around. And this wasn't just some random temple, it was a flex. It showed off the city's religious devotion, political power, and insane architectural skills all in one. The guy behind the project was King Ur-Nammu, founder of the third dynasty of Ur. He was all about consolidating power and making his mark, but he didn't live long enough to see it finished. That job went to his son, King Shulgi, who ruled for a solid 48 years and turned Ur into a powerhouse across Mesopotamia. The ziggurat was just one part of a massive city complex, packed with palaces, temples, and administrative buildings. Think of it like the ancient equivalent of a city skyline, with this giant structure dominating the scene. For something built thousands of years ago, the ziggurat was designed to last. Its core was made of mud bricks, covered with baked bricks set in bitumen, a tar-like substance that acted as an ancient waterproofing method. Given Mesopotamia,
that's not how they used tar for like mortar back then. That don't scream like advanced to y'all. To me it does. To have the wherewithal to know to use that to
and then I'm in from here.
Hey everyone, just wanted to give you a quick heads up. Paleo Valley is running an awesome sale on their meat sticks right now. You can grab 30 sticks for just one to your face. There are other ways that you can get attention, okay? Not saying that out of town is not racist or they could not have racist people, but I saw white people out there protesting on your behalf. And you just made yourself look stupid. You're gonna lose your job. I'm pretty sure there are not a lot of good jobs out there in out of town. You look like a fraud, and then now you made the Dusty News Network, and then you're not going to be able to keep that weave up anymore because you're going to be out here struggling on the food stamp line. Next story! Guys, this next story isn't funny. It's real serious. There was a lady out there that basically was getting her cheeks clapped a lot.